All right, what's going on YouTube? This is BoxingWave, and I wanted to speak on Andrade against Sulecki, June 29th, for the WBO middleweight strap. Okay, I like the fight. I like the fight because it's not that many options available right now. I wanted Triple G to fight Andrade, but they couldn't work anything out for now. Andrade was scheduled to fight this guy, and Golovkin went on to fight Steve Rolls, so that fight didn't occur. And I've also been speaking on Andrade as far as fighting in Canelo Alvarez. Okay, Canelo just recently won against Jacobs. So, I want to see who's going to become undisputed. All right. But I did know about this fight. It's just, as far as talks, hopefully Andrade, if he is to win this fight against Sulecki, because this is a tough fight, if he is to win this fight, I would like to see him fight Canelo in September. Okay. It'd be cutting it kind of close because this is late June. So it'll be cutting it close. He won't have much time to rest before he starts camp again. But I feel like the fight can be made if Canelo wants to fight. All right. It really depends on Canelo. All right. So Andre, many ups and downs in his career. Okay. 154, a lot of downs, a lot of fights that could have happened, didn't happen. We never got to see him fight Lara. It was a lot of bad blood there. Lara beat him in the amateurs. We didn't get to see him fight Jamel Charlo. I'm not going to get into all of that because there was a lot of mess going on. Bad management decisions, promoters, stuff like that. All that kind of messy stuff. With Showtime and Rock Nation and all this stuff. Then being stripped of the WBO title down there at 154 because he wasn't active. Then he didn't take a Matt Corboy fight. It was a lot of stuff that happened down at 154 back then with Andre. It's a lot of stuff, okay? But now he's at 160. Had an opportunity to fight Billy Joe Saunders, but Saunders failed the drug test, and that fight never happened. Saunders moved up to 168, and there you have it. This is why Andre, to many people, is still hasn't really proven himself. He's fought some good fighters. I can say that Andrade has had some common opponents with some of the other elite fighters. And for the most part, he's been very impressive compared to the other colleagues in those two divisions, okay? If you look at Bonis Monterosian, he fought him when they both were undefeated and dominated Monterosian. I think Monterosian, outside of the knockdown in the first round, Andrade dominated him. Even in that first round, Andrade still won outside of the knockdown, right? But outside of that round, Andrade beat him. This is when Monterosian was in his prime. This is before and much more impressive than Jamel Charlo collecting a win over Monterosian. Did better than Lara did in both of those fights. So you can make a case for that Andrade looked impressive. He looked impressive more than everybody else that fought Bonis Monterosian outside of Triple G, who fought an inactive Martirosyan who was going up in weight and everything like that. So that's a good point that you can bring up outside of, throughout his career. He also fought Arkovov recently at 160, who gave Billy Joe Saunders a very, very tough fight that a lot of people argued that Billy Joe Saunders lost. Okay, it was I believe that fight was after the Andy Lee win with Billy Joe Saunders. So that common opponent, that's another argument that can be made that Andre did look better fighting that opponent than Billy Joe Saunders did. As far as Jack Koke, who is a common opponent between Andrade and Sulecki, I actually believe that Sulecki looked more impressive against Jack Koke. In fact, Jack Koke was the only fight that Andrade has had in his career where he didn't look impressive, okay? Koke gave him a difficult, very tough fight. I just don't think Andrade really could neutralize him, even though he had the height and reach advantage. I think Sulecki did a lot better at keeping it a rangy fight and was just sharper in that fight, just looked better, more polished than Andrade did in their fight. Andrade just couldn't get the timing together. It was just off balance constantly in that fight. I remember watching that fight, But Sulecki is a good opponent because, once again, even though it's not the elite fighter that we want to see, Sulecki is a very good fighter. He's very capable. You make an argument that he's the best fighter that Andrade's fought. He gave Jacobs a very, very tough fight. Jacobs did drop him at the end, but outside of that, I think the fight was a toss-up. A very, very tough fight for Jacobs. But Sulecki also gave... he did beat Hugo Centeno Jr. I think he was undefeated when he stopped him. And Sulecki also fought Gabe Rosado, who he was looking very impressive against Gabe until Gabe knocked him down late in that fight, all right? But outside of that, Gabe lost a lot of people, so I know he's not going to get much credibility for beating Gabe. But he was outboxing Gabe clearly up until that last or the second to last round, all right? So Sulecki's proven. He's been dropped a couple of times recently, but he's a proven fighter. He has very good boxing ability, and he should be able to give Andrade a tough fight. All right, so I think he's definitely credible and capable of giving a good fight. Andrade should win. He should win the fight. I think if the fight is going to go down, I think Andrade may have some trouble against Sulecki because Sulecki boxes very well on the outside. All right, good feinting. Sharp punches. Decent hand speed, good counter puncher, good body puncher. It's mostly an outside game fighter. I would expect Andrade, even though he has, I think they're around the same height, but I think he has longer arms. If he is having trouble trying to outbox Sulecki on the outside, I think Andrade would probably make it a dogfight and try to rough him up and make it a physical fight on the inside. I mean, Andrade's pretty good at doing that. So that's what I would expect from him. All right, but it should be a good fight. It's a fight where Andrade has to prove and convince people that he really belongs here, because a lot of people just don't believe, they're not impressed with his resume, and I can't really blame them. Not all of it is his fault. Some of it is his fault, not all of it. But at the end of the day, no, it doesn't matter who you blame or whose fault is this. Billy Joe Saunders, yes, he did pop and fail the drug test, but you still got to fight the guy, You still got to fight him, and these fights didn't occur, and we need to see good fights, So a lot of people don't believe in Andrade. A lot of people think, hey, I think some guy in my comment, even today, says something about Canelo would KO Andrade 2 rounds. Like, that's just over the top. That's just ridiculous, That whoever that guy is clearly never seen Andrade fight before. But Andrade is a very good fighter. It's just that he hasn't really proven himself. And a lot of it is based on the eye test, which is subjective, all right? So I'm expecting Andrade to win. I would like to do, I'll probably do another video when they officially announce it, and, maybe closer to when the fight is coming up, maybe the week of the fight. I'll probably do some more. I'll probably watch some film on Sulecki and do a thorough breakdown. But it's a very good fight in my eyes. I do see Andrade winning, though, if they are to fight. It's pretty much done. And Kovalev is also fighting Yard that same day. But this fight here is going to be on DAZN. Okay, I believe the Yard Kovalev fight is going to be on ESPN. All right, so yeah, that's just my thoughts on this fight. It's a good fight. Let me know what you guys think. And hopefully the winner gets to face Canelo and we get an undisputed champion. All right, peace.